What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new EP from the band Godflesh, entitled Decline and Fall. This is released on Avalanche Recordings. Now, if you are a fan of industrial metal or industrial music, a band like Godflesh needs absolutely no introduction. This is a band that is incredibly well known and incredibly influential within the worlds of industrial metal and industrial music. I mean, for the first couple of years of this band's existence, they've put out some incredibly crushing and memorable releases. From their self-titled debut EP to their debut full-length Street Cleaner, to later albums like Slave State and Pure. I mean, this band just completely paved the way for many others to follow and just showed you how devastating industrial metal can really be. Just some really, really deadly riffs, pulsating drum machines, very audible bass, almost frightening vocals at times. I mean, this is a band that had the total package and were very, very consistent in delivering some incredibly memorable music. The last piece of recorded material that Godflesh had did was back in 2001 with their album Hymns. And then from there, Godflesh dissolved, so to speak. And then, of course, we have the project that is currently run by Justin K. Broderick nowadays, Yezu. He's doing incredible things with Yezu right now. And then I want to go to 2010. I believe that's when the rumblings of Godflesh re-emerging and making things possible again began to take note. Pretty much relative to festival appearances, live appearances, and so on and so forth. And then a couple of years later came the news that they were going to be in the process of making brand new music, a new EP and a new full length of sorts, which was absolutely incredible news to anybody who is a fan of Godflesh. And then we just got the first bit of material that showed that Godflesh were back up and running, and that was a cover song of the song Fuck of Death by the band Slaughter. Godflesh are the last band I expected to do a cover off the Strapato album, but I thought it was amazing that they even did that cover. And honestly, it was the first piece of new material that they did in almost 12 years, I want to say. That's just amazing that it took them that long to finally come back in the swing of things, and it's almost as if they never left. They still sound as heavy and as devastating as they were back in the mid-90s. But now we have this brand new EP, first released material since 2001, and if I'm not mistaken, later on in the year there's going to be a brand new full-length album from them. Yeah. It's 4 tracks, and it clocks in at around 20 minutes in length. And the 4 tracks that are executed on here really, really show you why Godflesh are a leading name in the industrial metal worlds. I mean, just some of the heaviest, most Godzilla-esque sort of riffs going on with this release. Take the opening track, Ringer. The riffs are just so thick, and the tone of everything is just incredible. I love the way the riffs are going on that particular track. And then there seems to be a lot of building up within the next 3 tracks. Dogbite, Playing with Fire, and the title track, Decline and Fall. I mean, just the way this guitar is being handled here, it is just sensational. Very slinky, very workmanlike. Just a lot of great riff work going on here, and that's the main story to be told about this EP, is the heaviness of the riffs. It's just incredible, the amount of detail being put forth with this guitar work. Another thing to point out about this EP is the absolute heaviness that lies within the bass guitar. The bass tone is incredibly crackling. I just love the way this bass guitar tone sounds. It is extremely audible and clear in this EP's mix. I love the way that it sounds. It's booming, it's rattling. It definitely makes you feel a little bit intimidated at times, but yet this bass tone is absolutely perfect for what Godflesh are setting out to do here. When it comes to the drums, as per usual, Godflesh are a drum machine kind of band, but they make a drum machine work. They are a band that can utilize a drum machine to its best advantages, and it's no different here with Decline and Fall. I think the drum machine is done very, very well here. Very vibrant, very pulsating. Songs like Dog Bite and Playing with Fire definitely amp up the heaviness and bring forth the almost metal aspects of this band's style and sound. I think it's really, really amazing. Then, of course, you get to the closer of this album, which is the title track, Decline and Fall. It's just really, really incredible. Of course, once again, this is a drum machine we're talking about here, but yet Godflesh know how to make it work. And this drum machine is sensational here. And going on to the vocals, you're going to get a lot of variation when it comes to Justin's vocals. You get some very unique kind of crooning and wailing going on the track Ringer, and then the vocals begin to get a little bit more harsh and frantic sounding. Once again, with songs like Dog Bite, Playing with Fire, and Decline and Fall, you seem to notice his vocals begin to become a lot more harsher and a lot more rough sounding. It's as almost if he's returning to a growl vocal of sorts, kind of like the Godflesh releases of old or the older Yezu releases. You can definitely tell he has it in him to deliver some great, great vocal stylings. And on Decline and Fall, he showcases that he can still make that kind of vocal style possible. Yeah. If this EP is a sign of greater things to come, I cannot wait for a new Godflesh album. I think this EP is an incredible start of things to come. If you're a fan of what Godflesh have put out in the past, and if you've been longing for them to make a return, Decline and Fall is definitely the EP to be listening to. It's a short EP, but yet it feels very, very fulfilling and very satisfying. I can only wonder what this upcoming full-length album of theirs is going to be like. I cannot wait for it. And until that comes around, this little EP will serve as a nice little appetizer for the main course that's soon to come. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box as to how you can listen to this album, get a hold of it. It is available currently streaming on the Godflesh Bandcamp page. You can stream it in its entirety, hear it for yourself, be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. It is currently available digital only. Vinyl and CD versions are currently sold out through the band, but you can acquire CDs and vinyls of it elsewhere. It will be made available at a more national retail in a couple of weeks. So if it is available wherever you happen to may be, definitely look into getting it. This is awesome. So again, the EP is Decline and Fall by Godflesh. This is released on Avalanche Recordings. Definitely support this. And I'm going to give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Godflesh are back, and they are in business with industrial greatness. So support Godflesh. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for coming to my channel. And until next time, Army Hell out.